Good morning, crypto fam, and welcome back to another episode on the Coin Kings channel. I am your host, Down to Crypto TA. We had a little bit of resistance here for Bitcoin. Biddy, if you recall this descending channel formation right here that we've come back into this. Now, there's a lot of ways to look at this and see this resistance point right here, right? So this is one. This is simply the trend line connecting the lows across here. And voila, hitting a little bit of resistance. I'm still looking for us to break above here and push up into this high up here. At least back into here. Okay, so I had this blue line through here just connecting the low right here. But what I'm doing is I'm adding a little bit more space in here to take in account for that 50% retracement in here. So we haven't even tapped the 382 in here in this situation at all either. But this is simply just these highs over here that I'll be watching for. But like I said, right now, a little bit of a rejection. You can do it like this with the trend line that connects that point to that point right there and see that. You can also do it with VWAP. So if I drop a VWAP right here, you can see that that's a VWAP rejection right there as well. And the next VWAP rejection, I think, is going to come in right in here. So if I drop this one right here, it actually comes up a little bit higher. Okay, so that other VWAP rejection is going to come in up there. But right now, you got the lower trend line here acting as resistance. And like I said, if you drop VWAP, you got that resistance right there just from that first pivot right there. Okay, so you got that. I did see, let me see, we did break. I deleted the trend line that I had through here because we did get above that wall here on this 4-hour time frame, actually on the 12-hour time frame, because it wasn't about this time frame right here anymore. So you can see if we were to break out, if we were to get a Bollinger expansion, it would take place right here. So we need to just really bust out through here. Now, if we see some acceleration on a move up, then I would forget about price action stalling out right here. It's going to be a hard thing. It's going to be a hard thing for us to get if we were to see that Bollinger Band expansion take place to the upside right here. It's going to be a hard thing because of the resistance that's through here. But if it explodes with some nice volume, don't even try to fade it. Don't even try to fade it, okay? Let it go. Let it get into here, probably to the, golden pocket, something like that. And then we'll see how we react right there. We want to see some sort of reaction before we do make any attempts if we do see that accelerated push out here from the Bollinger Band. All right, we'll push over to the 12-hour time frame because I know that I was watching the 12-hour looking for us to finally leave this zone right here. So that trend line that I had, we did break that trend line to the upside. And you can see what I'm talking about in here. So we left that standard deviation 1. The breakout above there. Like I said, we're hitting that resistance right here between these lows right through here. And you can see where the 20 SMA is also sitting. So, I mean, all we can do is just give it a little bit of time to see how that's going to play out. But we are at some real resistance. Like it's actual resistance right here. So we're getting that little bit of a reaction right here. We do have a bottom trend line in here as well. So you can see how I did the VWAP in here again. So you got the one here from this point right here that when you plot it, gives you your rejection point right here. And then, like I said, you can also connect the lows through here. If you don't want to use an indicator, you can connect the lows right there. And also see a rejection point right there. So pretty decent resistance, really decent resistance right here. We have this trend line right here also. Should we do it like this and see if this makes more sense? I have it on another chart. Actually, let me drop it down and put it right here. So come here. So we have this ascending trend line right here. We want to see price action continue to hold this trend line right here. We don't actually want to lose this. We want to continue to hold this and show that momentum is able to continue this push to the upside right here. So we want that. And so you can see where the other one is coming in. It's actually coming in around, at least on this time frame right here, it's coming in around the 50% retracement right here. So this is what I was talking about earlier. So it didn't actually show it like that when I was on the on the other time frame, but oh, that's because I'm not on the right. I'm not on the one. Okay, so I didn't put it on this one. Okay, I see what I did. I see what I did. I see what I did. I'm talking about the blue line, so I can see why it's coming in at the 50% retracement right there. That's what it was. That's what it was. So this one, if I drop this one, it comes in higher up above that. Okay, so yeah, all right, I got it. I got it. I got it. I couldn't figure out why when I was trying to talk about it, it wasn't adding up. But there you have it. I'm gonna leave that just like that because first of all, we got to get past this VWAP right here first. We got to make sure we hold this ascending trend line and continue to see that momentum to the upside. Now, I am a little weary of this because we've come back to it a few times. So I want momentum isn't actually rising at a fast pace, at a good pace. Otherwise, you wouldn't be coming back to this trend line right here. I'd be drawing another one, and momentum would continue to rise up. But the fact that we're lingering around here with this possibly a channel formation right here. So yeah, got this channel right here. Yeah, very clean channel. Very clean channel. Ay 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 ay. I mean, ascending channels do tend to break to the downside, but I'm gonna give it some time to see if we can't get past this resistance right here and push up into this 50% retracement at least. You know, we don't really want to see a rejection. I mean, either way it goes, if we reject anywhere between here, then it's bearish. Don't really want to see that rejection there. But I do understand the resistance that we would be up against if we did push up higher into these lows in here and these prior highs right over here. I don't know. All we can do is just give it some time, see how it goes. That's all we can do right here for now. Dang, really hate that. Really hate that. So if you are long, I don't know, maybe it's a good idea to take some profits or at least have a trailing stop loss. The worst thing that can happen here is that we do come down here and take out the lows in here and then see a drop lower, maybe down here towards this trend line or something like that. You can still confirm. I know we were talking about the potential for this right here. This would be more textbook, you know, have more of a textbook look to it if we did come back up into here, into that 50% retracement. But I mean, aside from that, I mean, the chart still looks fine to me, but I don't want to. I don't want to fade the resistance that we're sitting at. I don't want to fade this resistance because it's real. It's real. It's real. 15-minute time frame. This is just another look at that trend line with that resistance, and you know what? Why not repeat myself and just put it over here? The same way. Oh yeah. Ugh. Ugh. Houston, we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. I don't know. We also had our 786 rejection in here as well. We didn't quite get up into this one right here. This was another option right here that I had been flexing on the stream, which was just simply these lows over here being connected, looking for some sort of a rejection from there, which that would actually push us into the 382, I do believe. But yeah, right here. At that 786 pocket right there. We're holding on. So let's see. I think that the correction could just be minor if we do like lose this level right here. I think it could be minor. Let me just look back at this 4-hour over here. All right, so let me drop that. This is coming up really nice. I like that. This is, you know, we obviously we're not as high as over here, so that is bearish divergence. Okay, clear bear div, clear bear div. Even over here when we came up, We actually tapped this and then we rejected underneath it because we know we're not this high. So major resistance, just major resistance. I want to sugarcoat it. I want to find a way of sugarcoating it, but I can't. We have our trend regression line here to the upside. We have not invalidated this, which will also coincide with that lower trend line to the upside right here. So the channel for this little move right in here, this little channel for this move right here. And it could be, like I said, we're in this Bollinger Band squeeze. If we're going to see a break to the upside, it could be a small little pull back in and then a boom, it blasts to the upside. So I remain short-term bullish right now, at least until we get above this line and get into here. And then I'll see how I feel. But right now, I do still remain short-term bullish. I don't see a reason to not keep that energy right here. And if anything, I'll get stopped out at break even. I am long from down in here, so it doesn't really, just get stopped out at break even. But right now, it still looks decent. That's all I want to say. It still looks decent, but we are at resistance and just want to bear that situation in mind. Let me take a look at the daily, because we were talking about yesterday how we have, I don't even have the daily popping up. My bad. Let me just fix some things in here. Let me get it back like this. Okay. So it's our second time sweeping at this mother bar too. It's our second time sweeping at this mother bar. We're slightly back below our prior day high. I wouldn't expect for that to be the end of the bullish divergence that we're playing out, because I mean that's a nice bull div down through here. It's a really nice bullish divergence down through here. So I don't I mean, it can happen. I just don't think it's done yet. I don't believe that we're done just yet. There's still some stuff in here that I see on the chart that can give us that follow through on that push to the upside. Like I said, I personally am just expecting a lower high. I don't think we pushed up high enough for that. We haven't hit any major fib levels or anything like that. At least not if you're drawing from this top right here. Still haven't done that. It doesn't have to hit anything up there. It can just choose to do whatever, because there's no rule book that it has to. But I'm just saying, to me, I'm still seeing the narrative of us being able to push up higher than what we are. We're just having a little bit of a struggle here. We had the NVIDIA earnings yesterday. And I mean, it's NVIDIA. You know what to expect when it's NVIDIA. I'm gonna drop this. I don't want to. It just seems like I got a lot of lines on here. Got a lot of lines on here. Let me see if this is gonna come up any different if I drop this WAP right here. No, it still looks the same. Sometimes you can move from one time frame to another and it'll look a little bit different, but no, it's still the same. Still the same. We did have a nice spread on the moving averages. We had a nice spread on those. So you can see that how we flipped all of them to get this nice spread going up. A little volatility in here, but nonetheless, it still looks pretty decent. I don't know. I'm gonna give it some time. I remain short-term bullish in here. Personally, I remain short-term bullish in here. I'm gonna take a look at the SPY. I really don't need a lot of time today, because I mean, what are we doing? Nothing probably until market opens, right? Probably nothing until market opens. All right, so SPY, I was looking at this level through here across these prior highs right here to see if it would hold price down. You can see you got a little bit of a reaction right there to the downside. Probably need to push this over to another time frame. Actually, let me see. Come here, you trend line. Let's see on all intervals here. So we did get a little bit of a reaction right here, a little SFP and a drop right here. But even this right here is starting to look better and trying to get into this gap right here. Oh, that takes me back over to Bitcoin in just a second. But yeah, so we're trying to push back up here and get into this gap prior to market open. So I have to see how that goes here for SPY as well. Because SPY could actually put in a lower high in here. It could. I don't know that it is. It could. Like, we're so at the top. Like, it doesn't make sense for me to... It doesn't work for me. Let me put it like that. We're so still at the top that it doesn't work for me to deny that it can't go higher. Okay. But right now, SPY is holding up pretty well. Flagging out right here as well. So if SPY does continue to get this push up and fill in this gap, I think Bitcoin is going to push up and fill in the Bitcoin gap as well. Because remember, Bitcoin is really close to filling in the gap that we left behind over the weekend, just above, just overhead there. So if I'm here, and let me come here, so you can see we're close. Bitcoin is also close, just as close as SPY to tapping into this gap. So there is room for us to continue this move to the upside and get into this gap in here, especially if SPY is going to do it. I just don't see Bitcoin not doing it. They've been tailored pretty strongly together here. So this is holding up just fine. And just like Bitcoin, you know, it had the bullish divs through here on the 1 hour. Bitcoin also had the bull divs there through on the 1 hour. I was still expecting for the expansion to still break to the downside, but we're still in that low volatility region in here. So we'll find out what's going to happen today. NVIDIA earnings yesterday, you can see what happened after we got the earnings. We only dropped down and hit the 50% retracement because we were talking about the fact that NVIDIA was holding the 38250. So it was just a simple drop into the 50% retracement, and then it bounced up. So still holding really bullish in here for NVIDIA. Remember the last time too, right here, we also bounced off of that 382, actually just 382 if you just want to be real about it. We also did the same thing right here. So let's see what happens here. It's not bad. It has been chopping. I know it looks like a bear flag in a sense right here for it. At least it did look like a rising wedge or something like that in here for it. But it is chopping this resistance line through here. So prior resistance line, we got that one break through it, which I shared with you. And so I ended up doing a connection between it's that low is all the way down there. I'm not gonna be able to pull it all the way back down there, and connected it to this top right here. And then that gave us where we got our resistance at right here for an NVIDIA. So it's just chopping this right here, having a hard time getting back above that prior first trend line of resistance right here. That trend line of resistance goes back to it's a year old resistance line right here for NVIDIA. Didn't have any heavy impact, but we'll see. We'll see. I think this might carry us on through, even if it's just to come back up here and tap into here. I think that both, like I said, let's see, this might have one at the top too. It does have one right here. Both Bitcoin. It's a lot higher. If it's not an exhaustion gap. All three with the gap at the top right there. I think that those can get filled. Personal opinion. But oh yeah, you can see the little formation that was in here for it, break and reclaim. But like I said, just a 50% retracement is all it ended up doing yesterday on their earnings. So let's see how that go. Oh, let me check Tether real quick. USDT dominance. Nothing really. Yeah, looks exactly the same. VIX is tapping back into support though. All right. Something else too. Oh, Zec. I'm gonna take a look at Zec because the past couple of streams, I've talked to you about it, saying Zec. And even yesterday, I let you know it's probably a five wave up or something, like probably a fifth wave. I felt like it was gonna go up there and take out the high long before it even got the bounce, but and it actually did so. It actually did so. I'm gonna have to use this other screen over here. Let me take a look at Zcash, because some people getting wrecked. Okay, so around our level 2. Put it on a 4. So we did that. But I was thinking that would happen, which was ZEC. This was possibly a wave 4 right here. Shallow retracement, 382, 50% retracement. You don't want to sleep on that when you see it. You don't want to sleep on it. And then voila, boom, boom. So we put the fib extension in here for the golden pocket. It's flagging out a little bit in here and around. This is my last level right here on the weekly as I put it to you. Like there are higher targets up. If we look to our left, but this was the last area of average price range was right here. This is an average price range level right here, and it's the last one that Zcash has. And they're taken from the weekly time frame. I've always used the weekly for those. It's always been the go-to chart for me. But if we look down here, again, like I said, possibility of this being a 1, 2, 3, 4. Bam. It's very high because we were holding here. Very high because of this right here. Even if it doesn't tap into this golden pocket up here, would I fade it? I mean, you can. There's nothing wrong with taking your chances right there around this level right here, but it does look like it's flagging out to try to push higher. It's still holding the trend regression through here as well. Got a couple of dots up here, just indicating that it's a little extended. I don't see any bearish divergence in here, so that's that. I mean, yeah, with the exception of if this was with the exception of this, yes, we do have some bear divs in here, but we're still holding above this trend regression right here. If I zoom out, let me see here, we still have this larger one right through here. I don't know why I killed this trade, man, because I entered this crap right here. I entered it right here, and I decided to close it all out right here. I didn't even get this part right here. I didn't even participate in this part right here. I closed out right here. Right here. I didn't have a reason to do it. I just was like, I'm not going to be greedy. And now I feel greedy. Now I feel greed. But I'm not in it. And that is what it is. But it's still holding up very nicely in here. You can see the bear div right through here. So if anything, you do want to see it fail right around in here. You do want to see it fail right in here for that breakdown. And yeah, and then you start your ABC correction in here for this. I'm not even finna try to count it from right through here. I'm not gonna even do it. I don't have time for it. I look at other stuff. All right, I can see Bitcoin. You can see how we're not even closing above that level. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? So might be what it's gonna be, and that's your short. And I'm not telling you to take a short because this still looks really good. Like you can scalp it, and maybe it leads to something bigger. Maybe it leads to something bigger. That could be the case for it right there. Let me take a look back over here. I saw Bitcoin moving a little bit. More than a little bit. Good God, why I gotta start the stream and then we start doing this, man? Hey. Soon as I get in here. I may be being extra emotional this morning. I might be being extra emotional this morning, but what we just broke down below on this 15-minute time frame, that was so important. That was so important. That 77,414, we've lost that. That was so important. That was so important. I'm gonna switch out my I'll switch this to a channel actually, because I want to extend it and I won't be able to do it like that. So let me just switch it to let me switch it like this. And then I want to add, no, I need this one. Yeah. Oof. 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 Let me say okay. I'm just going to change the color. That's the measured move. Wherever we would land down in here, if we were to play out a full measured move. This isn't good. This isn't good. So we've lost, first of all, we lost momentum, but I mean that was understood, a high probability of that, because we kept coming into it. You want to see price action not continuously come back into a level. You just don't want to see it coming back into a level. If you're looking for rising momentum, it should not be coming back into it. It just shouldn't be coming back into it. So at some point it will break. It keeps tapping around with the ascending channel formation in here. We lost that key level that I'd like to see us hold on the 15-minute. The clock is still ticking on it, so maybe it can reclaim it. Because if we don't, then we're bound to lose the one on the 1 hour, which is about 77,070 dollars. Yep. $77,070. That would be next, and then that won't be good. And then the bear div on the 4 hour, which I mean, I expected the bear div on the 4 hour because we had a rise. We're sideways chopping up, so we're overlapping going up against a sharp decline. Obviously, you're going to put in some bearish divergence. The other thing I can look at outside of the market structure is going to be my QTD indicator, which when it gets a rising cloud, that means bear divs to be expected. It doesn't change my bias of me being semi, short-term bullish, because I still remain short-term bullish. Might be my problem being short-term bullish, because I should have shorted that. But I just don't want to. I'm not fighting against myself. Not right now. I'm not fighting against myself. Um, we're on that ascending trend line of momentum on the 4-hour time frame right now, which coincides with what I was saying about that freaking 1-hour time frame. And if we lose, if we can't hold up here, crap. Let me drop a fib off of here. That's my highest point. Let me just say, we need to hold here for the 1 hour sake. If we're not doing that, then what a retracement. You look back at SPY. What the heck is wrong with you? Yeah, I see SPY dropping too. It dropped too. Oh, drop. Dang. They've been so tied together, man. SPY and Bitcoin been so tied together. We was just over here looking at it, and then boom. But still, my faith is not going to be shaken right now. Even though I don't think faith works on trading. I don't think faith works on it. But I'm just saying. Personally, I don't think that we just instantly reclaim back into here or something like that. Maybe a rejection from it, something like that. Right around these lows right here. I wouldn't really understand if we were to just reclaim right here, unless it's just, just easy to move price action right now. Mm. Just test something out. Let me see. Test something out. I was entertaining this mother bar off of this daily yesterday, which I think this is the low of that mother bar. I think it is. So I'm just going to drop a WAP on that. Yeah, we really got a hole right in here. But I don't know about an easy recovery. I don't know about an easy recovery. Oh. I'll take away this bottom line for now. Just take that away. And then extension. Okay. Let me see what fib is closest previous day low. I'm not believing it. Personally, I'm not believing it. And let me see what it's. I'm personally not believing it. So let's see. Okay, so it will be down here towards the 786.816, and that's just based on it being drawn from this low to. Hold on, did I do that right? Hold on. Yeah, that is the highest point. Okay, I was just questioning, like, is that the highest point? It's all the way over here. Yeah, that was the highest point. Okay. A little liquidity sweep. I still just don't see the easy recovery, but I'll give it a little bit of time. We do got some bullish divs right here for this 15-minute time frame. That's bad. That's bad. With the bear div on it. Very bad. With the bear divs on it. Very bad. With the bear divs on it. Pretty bad. Got some potential, but this is still alive, so can't confirm anything right there. But multiple bearish divergence on many indicators. That's shush. Not good. Not good at all. Ew. Let me take this one away. That's what we got. That little. Starting to break down through here now, so it would probably be a VWAP reclaim. Is this is the last line in the sand? Like I hate to move to the last line in the sand after such a rejection, but it's a strong resistance area, very strong resistance area. VWAP, VWAP, prior support from a flag or channel, whatever you want to call it, that we just back tested, and that was it. Just simply back tested it, and we had the bearish divergence at the highs with it. Oh. I'm trying to see if I find something else in here. This besides this, it's about all I can see. It'll probably hold that, get some sort of little bounce in here. We'll see. There's no need in me drawing out no levels, period. Yeah, period. I mean, we're on it. How much time we got left on this? A little over an hour. We have any data this morning? Let me take a look and see if we have any important information coming out today. Could bring about some extra volatility to the market. Nothing really. We do have flash manufacturing PMI, flash services PMI at 9:45. We have unemployment claims at 8:30, along with Philly Fed manufacturing index. Those are all medium impact news or data. Nothing that's of high impact, but all you need is a little bit of something. So it's going to be it there. Just trying to think, guys. Just trying to think. Because it really is opening up a possibility. It really is opening up a possibility. I think we lose the 20 SMA over here, somewhere right in there as well. Where we're at is like crucial for the 1 and the 4 hour in terms of maintaining some sort of strength in here. Yeah, actually, yep, exactly right there. So if we're looking for an expansion to the upside, we really have to hold right here, and then on the second attempt up, then maybe it could get that expansion to the upside. Ain't looking too strong at all. Ouch. I got to thinking yesterday, like, what if Bitcoin kind of mimics Zcash? It was a thought. Like, what if we mimic Zcash? I remember when I took the long attempt on Zcash with the leverage, because remember I closed out my spot position around 450. I did not continue the journey up just because it was a spot position. I was already up above 100% on that position that I took for Zcash and just killed it there. Just looked at the percent I was up and said, I don't care to be greedy, close it out. And it kept pushing higher and higher, which is to be expected. But when I did decide to take that leverage trade on it, all right, SPY is at support too while I'm talking about it. So it's like, what if it does mimic that? Okay. So SPY's holding right here and see if that'll work for it. SPY, don't play when I start talking. I think y'all should have. I'm not taking any Zcash trades. No more Zcash trades for me. But that looks enticing. I took the long right here off of ZEC on a leverage trade after closing out. I was looking for a flag formation in here, and I took this thinking it was going to break out right here, and it just simply came back to this top side, and then it got the rejection. I got stopped out slightly above my break even, but still had to pay a little bit of fees on that trade position that I took. I didn't care to try to enter again, even though I could see it. I just didn't want to enter again because I have a hard time trying to manage a lot of different stuff. Like, I have to be looking at it from a higher time frame to even want to take it. And this was just a 4-hour decision being made for me. So I already consider this to be close to a topping point anyway. And I'm wondering if, that could be just like a failed attempt on Bitcoin for the first time right there. We take out the bottom, the equal low liquidity, something like that, into that ascending trend line, and then it gets the bigger bounce to the upside. Possible. It was just a thought that I had. It's just a thought that I had yesterday as I was thinking about it. It was a thought. Which would not be something I would want to see. But it did come to mind yesterday. I'm gonna take my mind off of Bitcoin for a second. I'm gonna take a look at height. Yeah, it'll either roll down right here or it'll put in some bullish divergence right here. I would not subscribe to shorting Hyperliquid. We were looking at this thing the other day from the weekly time frame, and it's just straight in the air. But it's either rejecting from here, like prior times before, or it's gonna put in some bullish divergence, a little bit of chop through here for some bullish divergence. Sometimes that will happen. But it does indicate that it's extended up there. Possibly. This part right here still looks good. So if it was to get a pullback, I'd probably look back here at this trend line right here. And why do I have this trend line right here? Okay. Yeah. Prior, it held support right through here one time before. Let's see this from a weekly. Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, I would look for it to, if it did, I would look to see if it couldn't hold on something like that. It hasn't even taken out this high just yet, but hey, be dang, it is trying to get there. It's very, 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 very close to seeing that through. And like I said, through down here, this thing is just straight in the air. Like, what is there to fade? Why do people keep trying to short this? Like, what is there to fade? It's just straight in the air. But it could see a slight rejection right here. But I would only be looking for something maybe back into that 53 right there. But let me go ahead and mark out this high. Go ahead and mark out this high. Let me slide these in. I can't see it from the other time frame. I can't see it at all. We'll drop these. Actually, let me just hide it. No sense in it sitting in the chart for now. I don't think Bitcoin's gonna hold. I need to change that to not include that. This is so high, it'll put in some bullish divergence and then take another attempt to the upside. And then that's where your bear divs to come in at on it. And you start look for your short right there on Hyperliquid. But I don't see a reason for it to happen right now. But yeah, it's so high up here that any move down, like I said, it's going to lead to bullish divergence on the move down. That's going to push it back up, and then you'll start creating some bear deals because it won't come back up to this level right here. Likely that's not going to be the case for it, so you might be better off. I mean, you can scalp it, but your best scenario is going to come from the second push back to the upside. That's where your best scenario is going to come in at. If taking a short on Hyperliquid is that important to you. Yep. So either get a pullback and decide you want to ride this thing for the next long to the upside, or more risky, taking the short here on Hyperliquid, which you don't know where that's going to end at and then rip on you. So, but bear deals will come in after this move right here if it starts correct to the downside. I'm sorry. If it starts correct to the downside on that last push up, that's where your bear divs are going to come in at for you to take a short. If I explain that good enough for you. This is just kind of, I mean, it's following Bitcoin. I'm looking forward to break up. I do still admire the 4-hour time frame here. Remember I said if it didn't hold right here, then I was going to drop it. But I only took this on a spot position, so no leverage trade on this right here for me. I don't want all the exposure to the leverage. It will invalidate what I'm looking at if Bitcoin doesn't hold. And of course, this isn't going to hold because it hasn't been able to prove itself against Bitcoin. So that's a problem for it. I do like this little head and shoulder formation in here. Let me take that away. So you can see the inverse right here, but it's going to fail because versus Bitcoin, it just doesn't have the strength to play it out. So that's the problem right here for virtuals. But again, I still like I said, I still like the time frame to assume that it's going to get that break to the upside. I still like it. But I'll tell you the story about how I sold if it comes to it. Right now, I'm still holding it. Right now, I'm still holding it. But very much doing whatever Bitcoin does. Which I'm gonna get back over to Bitcoin in just a minute because it looks like we're still trying to hold that level right now. Let me just see if I have a virtuals in here versus Bitcoin, and I don't. So may not have one because it never had one. Oof. Ew. What is that? Oh, heck no. Oof. Never mind. I can tell it ain't managing its own weight against Bitcoin. You can just tell by the price action. I don't need to do all that to know that. That's not supposed to be on that. I don't need to do all that to know that. Spy. But I tell you, them must look just alike. Yeah, you can't make this up, man. Bitcoin, it's up. It's up. You can't connect this low down here with. I mean, you can connect it from here maybe. And then what? And then what? Then what do I do? Do I do? No, that's not it. I don't know. Like you can't connect these lows, put it in a channel the way you can with Bitcoin, unless I was trying. Let me try this right here from this low right here. It just don't. It don't carry the same. I don't want to do it from there. I'm gonna do it from here. That's the one right there, cause that's nothing in my opinion. Yeah, this right here belongs to this right here, to the downside. That belongs to that. It has nothing to do with this part right here, so it makes sense to put it right there. Yeah. Might as well just trade Bitcoin from this chart right here. It got room to continue down. Would like for it to not continue down, but it has room right here. When I tell you, boy, I tell you, this is the yeah, it's in price discovery. I forgot. Got room though. Like how I did that little gap up above it right there yesterday. I'm just gonna focus on this line right here for it. Bitcoin about to break. I still like this. With an hour left on that 4 hour, we could break that line, that momentum line, and reclaim it before that 4 hour is closed. But right now it's broken through it. You won't even be able to tell it when it's 4 hour close if it bounces from here. If it don't bounce from here by the time that candle closes, it'll be another story. Y'all should see me sometimes. I be in here trying all kinds of things. I be in here drawing fibs on the RSI. I be in here testing everything. I will test everything and anything just to see if I can find a connection. Let me tell you, I have no shame. I would try anything. Drop a VWAP in here. I do all kinds of crazy stuff. It don't work. It don't work. But I try it. I try it. I'm that girl. See if I sprinkle, a little bit of cayenne on this and see how this works. That's me. Put a little salt in my sweet cereal. Oh. A virtual alarm. It lets me know virtuals is chopping. Chopping on that CC. It's chopping down there. But virtuals got so much bullish divergence, man. So much bullish divergence. I mean, it matters, but it don't matter. But it has a ton of bull divs. I think about how many times I could have longed this chop and sold and took all the profit. I look at it and I think that it's a bad thought because you start risking being in and out of trades. But I think about that. I was thinking about that, like how many times I could have bought and sold. Or just the sheer number of shorts. could have taken that I'm not taking right now. I'm gonna check something out on something else. I'm gonna leave you guys right there to look at that. I'm gonna let me see. I'm gonna double check on SPY, see what it was doing. That's fine. Let's see if there's a squeeze in here anywhere. I'm gonna hide that. Just check. It's possible. Over here. It's 1 hour. I just want to look back at Zcash because Zcash is squeezing on the 1 hour time frame. Where it's positioned at right now, that could give it a fast move to the downside. I'm gonna holler back at y'all if I do see that take place. Where it's positioned, it could reverse from here. It could potentially reverse from it, but I like to look at it and identify that it can actually. I mean, since we can actually call that a finish 5 wave as well, even though it looks like it's flagging out up there at that top, it could still be a finish 5 wave. Come on, Bitcoin. Well, what I was looking at here on Hyperliquid, I think I'm pretty on point with that. Hype just coming back to that lower trend line down there. And then you get one more push back up for the bear divs because Hype is leaving this pocket. Well, Bitcoin is getting this little bounce over here. 4 minutes left on that candle. About 4 minutes left on that candle. So So right here, you can see on this 1 hour how hype is finally leaving this trap right here. Trap pocket in between the 1 and 2 standard deviation. When you get that, you get that. It's a lovely thing when you get it. I don't care if it's to the downside, to the upside, but when you get it, you get it. It's trying to leave it. So what I was talking about right in here as being a holding point for that next bounce up, that might be what's happening right here on Hyperliquid. And then you got your divs right here, which look bullish in my opinion. It looks bullish in my opinion. So it might be the better outcome. Just let it, if it's going to drop down into here, let it drop into here, and then assume that it's got one more leg up before you tamper with it. And then what I was saying about ZEC is ZEC actually has a squeeze in here that could lead to a downside. Like where it's positioned at could send it back down into here. It could, like I said, it could reverse from here as well. It's a good way of spotting like a breakout too with the Bollinger. As I've explained to you before, like when you have a little squeeze, you can just simply look down here, because when this pushes outside of the top band or the lower band, then that can represent where you actually see your breakout take place from. And usually the RSI is somewhere around the mean at the same time. But when this is fluctuated to the top side and you have a squeeze, yeah, you see that? So you see that? And it works so well for it again because it uses a 20 SMA. We can get long right now. Ooh, do you want to get long right now? You could have scalped long that if you wanted to. And again, right here, same situation. Bollinger squeeze and it's sitting at the top. So Bollinger squeeze and it's sitting closer to the low right here. You could see it actually push down, assuming that it doesn't reverse though. Not financial advice. It is holding the 50% retracement. Momentum did flip back up on it right here. It's a very risky area right here. So if you're assuming anything other than the scalp right here, it could get it wrong. I am short-term bullish on Bitcoin. I am personally, but I can't tell you that it's not high risk right here, because it is. And if you were going to do it, then you should have did it earlier, to be honest. If you felt good about it, then doing it earlier would have been the move, especially when you can see things kind of holding. We still got like 45 minutes on the 4-hour time frame, and this area is really critical for us to hold. I just don't I don't feel super strong about the ability to not reject in there, because you could still reject right there, even though you see momentum trying to hold this area, 50% retracement, all that good stuff. VWAP just down below. Still risky. And good morning to you, Dewall with Crypto. Also, good morning to you. I see your question, but good morning to you. That question I just answered. Here's something I do. Even when I walk into a store and I see associates working, I always recognize their presence before I start asking my question. It's a how you doing, or good morning, good evening, something. Before I walk up to them and say, "Hey, what aisle is the no, uh-uh. Like clockwork. Like clockwork. Like clockwork. Like clockwork. You can't make this thing up, boy. This thing been so tailored to spy. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. No other indice comes close to it. No other one. Just by. Just by. You can compare it to the NASDAQ. They don't follow together like that. SPY is the one. It's definitely the one. You were comparing the NAS to it, and I've seen people try to use it. It just doesn't. Hold on. I didn't mean to do it like that. Hold on. Let me take that away. They're nothing. They're nothing alike. They're not alike. The way SPY move with this thing. SPY move up, Bitcoin move up. SPY drop, Bitcoin drop. Even if you were to use the hold on, did I hide that? Get rid of that. Which they're closed right now. And SPY opens 4 a.m. So you can't see it. But they definitely, and I think it might be the time, the hours for SPY also that makes it D1 that whatever it does, Bitcoin follows right behind it. Whatever it does, I think it's the hours for it. But whatever it does, Bitcoin gonna do it too. Or at least it has been. It's been so close. Like so. Even from all the way where, at the low, at the very, very, very low down there from our, I'm just going to call it a ascending channel. I'm not going to call it a bear flag anymore because it's way extended for a bear flag. But from that low, you'll see SPY make that reversal for that all-time high that it made. Bitcoin makes its reversal right there at the same place for that long move to the upside. And we only just got like this. SPY still looks amazing on the weekly time frame. Still looks good on the weekly, but it's curving down. You got that curvature, and we broke that level that we'll see that SFP. Well, yeah, that SFP from that swing failure on momentum from for SPY. So I know it's coming for Bitcoin. Just it's coming for Bitcoin, obviously. But if we keep mimicking SPY, we're not going to come down nearly as low as a lot of people are anticipating. If we continue to mimic it, that is, anyway. If we do, let me put something else on it here. Let me see this. Like they can be one off a little bit, or right here at this low. That was the end of this right here for Bitcoin also. Not moving like SPY, but like making a new high or anything like that. But it does tag along with it. Like it's riding the coattail of SPY. Riding the coattail. Right here, I showed you yesterday, Bitcoin put in 3 lows SPY put in 3 highs right here. It was on what, the 4-hour time frame? Yeah, 4-hour time frame. You can see SPY put in 1, 2, 3 tops right there. Bitcoin put in 1, 2, 3 lows before they both moved in the same direction. Like this has been so on point. Like they might choose to do one little something different, and then they both catch up with each other. Like, hey, buddy, I'm gonna have to drop you off right here, but I'll pick you up later on. It's that kind of thing. It's that low. SPY turn, Bitcoin turns. They ride each other all the way up. Like SPY, like, drop you off for a second. I got something to handle, okay? Boom. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's ride. That's what it's been. That's what it's been. I love it. I absolutely love it. So, rejection. Rejection. So I know if SPY keep holding right there, Bitcoin gonna hold right there too. We ain't gonna go no lower. We're gonna go up. We need to get in that gap. We need to get in that gap. And it's a good chance that SPY can get in that gap. Unless it's an exhaustion gap and we just don't get back to it. That's all I can think of. But again, they mirror each other. So close to tapping into it. So close to getting into it. That was the other thing too. On this 1 hour, when SPY put in that bull div down here, so you can see the bullish divs right through here. So did Bitcoin. They both put in the bull div as they approached right here. They both put in the bullish divergence, and then they both made their little move up together. Then SPY did the same thing. Put in the bullish divs down through here. And they both made their little move up. So you can see the bull divs through here a little bit better. As this was, yep, they both did it together. It's wild. It's wildly connected. Wow. Nvidia still holding on to this this formation that it had yesterday prior to getting that little bump to the downside, and I already shared with you earlier how when it did get that little drop during earnings, it only dropped into the 50% retracement level in there, and And it bounced from that, and it's back inside of this rising structure right here. It's still a valid structure if you ask me, because this was based on news, so it's still holding itself right through here. You can see it right here. So it's something to look forward to once market does actually open. Is it going to see a rejection from there for whatever reason? Nvidia might want to sell off. It won't be because of numbers, because Nvidia actually absolutely does an awesome job with the numbers every time, every time. And although you can't see it right here from this 1 hour time frame, what I was explaining to you, I mean, you can see it from this right here, from this trend line right here. But as I explained to you earlier, it is chopping this level right here. So this 1-year-old trend line right here, it is chopping that trend line right there. So it gets back above it, then there. I mean, it has a chance. We'll see what happens. It's a bullish area to hold. It is a bullish area to hold. If not, then I'd be looking for Nvidia to come back down here to this trend line right here, which Bitcoin has one down below as well. But right now, I do still remain short-term bullish. I don't like what's happening right now, but my bias isn't changing. 27 minutes left on that 4-hour time frame over here. Like I said, like you can see this thing break. And I don't know what happens when the next 4-hour candle opens, as we're trying to hold this level through here. I'm going to keep it tied to SPY, and whatever SPY is doing, then I'm going to be looking for Bitcoin to do it too, just not as aggressively as SPY does, and unless to the downside. Like, it'll move more aggressively to the downside and less aggressively to the upside when SPY does it. It just is what it is. But like I said, you can see it break momentum in here like it already did. You saw that when I pulled that up, how it did the break of and you know that it's an ascending trend line. Ascending formations tend to break to the downside. Right down, back test, which is the back test of that VWAP for that candle right there with that top and tail right there. It's trash. I hate that trash stuff. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. But price action and momentum are not in agreement. Just short term ebbs and flows, I suppose. One hour still got some work to do. It still has some work to do. Can see that. No telling what happens there. If we losing that, maybe we sweep the lows. And like I said, we do have this trend line right in here. If that were to happen, we have this trend line right in here. And then, I mean, we really didn't tap down here on this 382. We did hit the little VWAP though. So it was the VWAP that was sitting right here with it, and a very clean tap, but we actually did not. And do I still have these over here? Yeah, I do. I turned them off because it shrinks the price action. But you can see this one comes in, the second one right here comes in around our ascending trend line. So if we do sweep this liquidity, we can still look to this right here as potential support. And then maybe over here, we're seeing a back test of this breakout right here. Maybe I just try to put puzzle together. So maybe that could be the outcome. Rather flat. I was noticing that earlier too. So you could already tell with the chop over here and how we continue to, like, that's a good range for a channel. Like, that was really good, like a true channel, because it kept coming back to the highs, kept coming back to the lows. That's a really good channel. Like, there's no gaps in that channel. No gaps. So a much more authentic channel right there for the breakdown, because momentum isn't actually propelling up, and it's not actually propelling indecision. And just put it to you like that, indecision right through here. $786 rejection too, as mentioned. 786 rejection, which was it this right here? I think it may have been this. No, that's golden pocket. Hold on, let me drop this down. Right, no, that's not it. How do I see this from? Let me find a time frame that'll give me the clarity. Wasn't that? And what was it? How do I get my 786 rejection? That's weird, because I honestly can't figure it out for you. I don't know how I get my 786 rejection now. I'm gonna go back over and look at that time frame so I can tell you how I got it. Now it wants to look all weird over here. It doesn't look like this on the other time frame. It looks all weird over here now. I put this on here. That's correct. It will look different depending on time frames and whatnot. But I just hit it because I was like no. Where is it at? I guess I deleted it. I did delete it when we came on because I was like, I got too many lines in here. Anyway, it doesn't matter. $20 minutes left on that 4-hour candle close. I guess we'll find out what we're really dealing with in here. I'm long from lower, so taking a long from there, like I said, it is risky because it is a critical area that, price action could lose, considering, the momentum breaks, the break of the channel, all that good stuff. It just doesn't look like something that would instantly go up and reclaim back inside that channel. Doesn't mean it has to do the full breakdown, but still it's, you're speculating. It's a C minus of an entry, maybe even a D plus. There's such thing as a D plus because I know D's can pass in certain countries. I think it's something like that. Take a look at gold. I know we were falling off yesterday, other day when I was looking at it. I think I might just only look at this. We were talking about how we ended up losing this level through here. My thought process is 4250 is a good entry. I mean, if it doesn't try to, swing back up right here, could it? Possibly. That's a little bullish div. Got some bullish divs right there. I can see the bearishness too, but you do have some bull divs right there. Got some bull divs right in here. I mean, but it could. This is really like the only place I could say that I could get interested on gold again. It's going to be right here. Whatever it does in here, I wouldn't care. But if it comes into here, then I just think that it's a lot sweeter. For a potential bounce. Just looking at the higher time frame and comparing it, it ended up being right there at 4250. I think that's what I was looking at yesterday. And of course, we got the trend line down through here as well. But it's right here is what the reason why I would get a little bit more interested in something like this right here as opposed to where we are right now. It could still choose to want to hold that, but I just like it a little bit better down in here for the bounce. I do admire how it's trying to hang on in there though. It just don't look good. Oh. How about Nike though? And I keep talking about Nike, but I think that people are just straight up sleeping on Nike right now. I think they're straight up at this point, man. And then you had the nice setups again that were that I told to you on AMD and Intel. But like I said to you in that moment, I cannot guarantee that they take out the high. They still look decent on the higher time frame, but like I said, I can't guarantee that they take out the high because of the bear divs on it going up, and despite the fact that they look good on the weekly time frame, you know, they could just be putting in a lower high, and then you see more of a correction on them. But nonetheless, you still got a nice little, play out of them. Intel off of the VWAP down here. Let me just high indicators. Intel off that VWAP right there. We were looking. Oh, I can't hide indicators because I need to see something else. But let me hide this because I don't need for this to show. Let's take that away. So we were looking at down here as it's rising down through here for that push back to the upside there, and then we had the same situation here on AMD as well for the little bounce that we did get in here. Let's see. I did not. I didn't recommend on this one right here, Micron. But Micron was the same situation in here as well. But I did not recommend on Micron. I actually only talked about AMD and Intel for the bounce down to here on the 4-hour time frame. These things right here are still, I told you, cybersecurity. This is doing some crazy stuff, but crowd, I could not take a position on crowd, not with this move right here. The only two in here that were really worth considering was the Okta and the how to pronounce that name? Qualis. These were the only two in here that had not done like the massive breakout that you're seeing from CrowdStrike and Fortnite. Like those two, were giving. But I say it's a put on this. You look at it on the weekly and the monthly time frame, though, this is just diabolic. This is just crazy. Just crazy. Like this says, choose wisely. CrowdStrike, same situation, saying choose wisely. If you do decide that you want to short me, choose wisely. But these are the only two right here that I was saying, like, these are probably just getting started, not as strong as your CrowdStrike and your Fortnite, but cybersecurity, that can be your next run. Like we're doing the whole semiconductor thing, but cybersecurity and SaaS software, like those could be the next two big runners right there. So I would keep an eye on that personally. I would. I'm running out of funds to buy stuff. I'm running out of funds. I ain't got it. I bought some more Nike yesterday. I was trying to enter my my little options play on it. But I like Nike for the win. I think that Nike is going to just going to come off as a surprise for all the haters. That's my opinion for it. You can see that we're down slightly here pre-market right here. Let me put it on the 24 hours so we can see that a little bit better. But yesterday, right in here, I tried to open up my options position on it. And I couldn't get the thing done fast enough on it. But I have it, I have it non-option, just buying it with my own capital. I'm doing it like that. So I bought two more shares of it because I don't have a lot of capital left, and I gotta inch my way in real slow. So I bought 2 more shares yesterday as we did get that little drop down into here. But we're putting in some slight, got some bullish divergence down through here. That's on 24 hour. On the weekly time frame right here, you can see us curving up and in here. Now we've done that a few times through here to no avail, but this is the thing right here. The swings have come from here, and then you can see the bullish divergence right here also on Nike. So if you look back at your swings from the swings have to do with, I see Bitcoin too. Okay, guys, just want y'all to know the swings have to do with where this drop right here comes in at. So this is the first low we put in right here. This is the first RSI, like stabilization takes place right here. So you just drop your line across here to catch where you might be able to play with this thing from, at least up until the point that it actually do see that Nike swoosh sign symbol in here. Because I think you're gonna get it. And then from that point right there, you can see how you come in with your bounce. Come in with your bounce. Come in with your bounce. Come in with your swing right here. Come in with your swing right here. And this is the first time. Well, not the first time. I think it's like the C. You got your swing right there. You got a swing right there. Swing right there. Swing right here with the bullish divvies right in here. When I called on this thing right here, I said, like I had like, you can see my boxes right here, obviously. What I thought potential on this was going to be. So my thing was this 47.25. We actually gapped down right through here, gapped down, came back tested that 47.25 for the rejection, only to put in the bullish divergence. Yeah, I picked up what I could, not much, but hey, I'm not scared. I'm not scared at all. If it were to drop some more, it would surprise me at this point, because I was looking at some VWAPs down through here. But one other thing to take note of too on Nike is sales will push the price up for it. We're getting close to what is it? It's not FIFA. I don't know if it's FIFA or not. Whatever big event we got going on, honey, I'm gonna have a brain fart right here, right now. So whatever huge event we have going on right now, retail is gonna pick up behind this, and Nike is a brand for it. Like Nike do still report good earnings too. Let me just throw that out there. They do still report good earnings, regardless. But that's gonna push a brand such as Nike. And we will see some bounce back. Then I got into my paper trade. So I was like, I want to watch them both. But when I went to execute my option position, it happened so fast yesterday morning. It happened a little bit too fast. I was trying to get in on that 42, and it happened a little bit too fast for me. I had already had the paper trade set up for 43, but I was trying to catch that drop yesterday morning and put in on that 42. But I'm using Webull, and then they start doing this crazy crap talking about my computer and not being a trustworthy device. So they slowed me down. I wasn't about to pay no extra money to get in. So that was what it was. But I like that. Then you take a look here at the monthly time frame right here. Like, we've had multiple attempts down through here, but this is the first time we actually got a solid break below the floor right here. I'm going to look for this to swing back in here. So even if I have to accumulate some more, I don't mind. Like I said, I don't mind. I just got to figure out where I'm going to take the capital from to be able to do it, because I'm getting real limited right now. Getting real limited. So you can see the gap down right there. And then on the other time frame, you saw how we did the back test into the 47.25. I'm not saying that it can't, but I like these little wicks down here too. I like how smaller we've gotten. I like these little wicks to the low. I like that we broke down on that momentum right there. I love to see an SFP. I love to see an SFP on momentum. And we'll see what happens from there. But once it breaks below this, yes, I want to buy. I want to buy. Break below here, I want to be accumulating for some higher gains. I want to be accumulating for some higher gains. That's how I see it. Make me money. Make me money. Absolutely. Right, so I just figured I'd say that one more time on it. One thing I don't want to. Never mind. I'm not gonna even get into it. But I'm a female, but I've been a good bottom snatcher. I have. I've been a great bottom snatcher in the stock market. I've been real good at it. Real good at it. Anyway, sounds stupid, but anyway, that's that. But yeah. A little red right now. A little red right now on snow. This is one I did buy. I bought. I looked at it. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, you're in my zone. Bought up on that. Now coming back up again. So this one I mentioned about buying right over here, and I mentioned that you could probably not no SanDisk though. SanDisk is not coming out of my mouth. SanDisk is always SanDisk is high. SanDisk is killing it, but it's not one that I would pick up. It's just not one that I would pick up. A little pullback there on Salesforce and also on Adobe. Also got a little pullback in here as well. But I think it's software and your cybersecurity. That's given. It's given vibes of consideration, and then retail. For some reason, I don't know. Retail just kind of hit my head. Like, you know what? Can retail make a good comeback? Because there's a lot of retail stuff that I ain't doing too great. But I haven't even looked at this right here. See what we at on oil. Okay, we're still chopping about right in there. You can see how it looks like. Caught this off of the 4 hour. It did hit VWAP too, but it was a 4 hour right here. It's a 4 hour into that VWAP, and then when it broke here, and then did the reclaim with the bull div right there. The bull div right there. And there were some places I thought it would stall out at until finally you realize, might be doing something different. Might be doing something different. You see that rejection that we were getting right here. Again, rejection. So we're seeing it in Bitty. We're seeing it in Bitcoin. Yeah, this is the last few seconds for that 4 hour candle. Out here hitting these licks like it's nothing. What's up, Michael? Oh man. Exaggerated bull div. It's exaggerated too because you can see that low against this one right here. It's very exaggerated though. Michael, I ain't gonna lie, I have not taken any profit yet. I looked at it up here and I thought maybe I should. And to be honest with you, I really should. I'm in my greed right now, so I have not taken any profits off of my long yet. I'm just sitting in it. It looked a lot more beautiful when price action was up here too. A lot more beautiful. So still just holding on to it because I have conviction, which is stupid. My conviction that we're gonna go higher, and then this thing absolutely. I got my stop at break even, which means I'm riding it up and down if that happens, which is sad. So I do need to decide. I don't want to give it all back. But no, uh, since it dropped, I'm only up like 22. I'm only up like a little 22% on it now. Put that back. So yeah, I could have taken out right here. I thought about it and then I said no. I mean, that's a great move to be able to ride it up this far though. But my greed is catching me right now. You took 50%. That's good. That is really, really good. And I'm usually the one to come in here and say, hey, take some money off the table. And I wouldn't discourage anybody from taking money off the table. It is a good thing if you're taking some profit. Good thing. It's a good place to take 50% out right here, 30% out right here, something like that. Sometimes I even do 80% out, to lock in most of my capital because you're you can't lose taking profit. You cannot lose taking profit. And then I guess here's the thing. I can still cut it. Um, and make the same amount. If I took 50 right here and I cut it halfway back down and it looks like it's not gonna stop, then I still make the same thing. But it's nothing like taking some profit and feeling more secure, or even being able to add some capital back in, especially if it looks decent enough to do it. I don't really. It's really risky right in here. Even if it works for me, it's a little risky right here. I like the fact that it is a 50 right here. You got the little VWAP down here below it. You had the little momentum swing in here and all that good stuff. But if we're copying spot and spot does not manage to get its behind back up, then I don't know. I should shut up because I didn't take profit. And that, what am I talking about? But my goal is just a little bit more in here. I can't say that goal gets fulfilled, but just a little bit more in here. It's somewhere right about. Yeah, it's somewhere right in here. This is where I planned on. No, no, it ain't. I didn't plan on taking no profit right there. I planned on taking it right here at 79. That was the plan. That was the plan to take it around about the low in here. Yeah. You about to put it back in. That's how you really make it though. That is really how you make it. You got a good re-entry in, you adding back in, you keep taking profits out of it. I'm testing my patience right now. It might not be a good test. Yeah. Really testing my patience right now. Yeah, this is my TP zone right here. This is my TP zone. But I'm asking for a lot considering the resistance. We hanging, oh no, we ain't hanging on by no thread. We've actually broken that momentum. Does it fail sometimes? It does, but we've actually broken that. I mean, I saw that we got that little close right below that line too. I knew about the bear div. It's a good place to take profit. It was just such a good place to take some profit from that I just didn't. Sometimes we're our own worst enemies. Double swing fail. Double swing fail. Right here. Around about this mother bar right here. Putting a lot of volume right underneath us. I'm banking on that. On which time frame, Michael? I hope it holds. Cause we back to where we were earlier, you know. So I do hope it holds. Like 15. One hour, okay. I hope it didn't come in right there though. Because that would be absorption if it came in. That was the move to the downside right there on the volume. I would have expected more volume from this breakdown. That's for sure. I would have expected more volume from this breakdown. And we did not. Because we have the decline in volume through here, which makes sense. Because it's trapped. Price action is trapped. So decline in volume makes sense until you break the structure. And then once you break the structure, then you'll be looking for the higher volume. We really didn't get that here. So I like that, pointing that out on the volume. It's true. Scared money don't make no money. That is so true. It's cheap risk. It is cheap risk to take the 50 and then that's a little bit too much for me. Uh, 20 is cheap. Yeah, 20 is cheap. I wouldn't do anything more than a point 50. Than a point 50 on it. But yeah, you don't have to do that. I wouldn't do anything more than a point 50 though. And if we were getting up into anything that I was looking for, I mean, yeah, you would still hit more than a 3-to-1 in that case. It would still be more than a 3-to-1 just doing a 50. Let's trying to see if when we see low volume on a pump, we expect downside. Switch it up. Yeah. Facts. Volume is just one of those things you have to have context to though. Like if you're trapped in a pattern, volume is supposed to decrease. So I don't really put a whole lot of weight on that. It just depends, and then from that point it depends on what side it breaks out of where the volume should come in. But if you're in a pattern, yeah, volume is supposed to decline because there's no decision, it's indecision. So volume stays at lower elevation. And then when you break the structure, it's supposed to mean that one side actually dominated. And that's where the volume spike comes in from. So yeah, I don't actually care if volume is decreasing if I can see the reason why. Like even with our move up and I stopped calling it a bear flag, but I'm gonna call it a bear flag for reference. And the bear flag, as we've been getting this pump to the upside, volume has been very low, which makes sense. It's a pattern. Volume is supposed to be low. That means that no decision has been made just yet. No decision has been made. So the decision comes with the break of one of those lines, either the top line or the lower line. So if we were to break out of that If we break out of the bear flag to the upside, then bulls took over. Like the volume should peak right there. Like we should see some high volume come in right there, or even to the downside, we should see the high volume come in right there. But the volume should be, theoretically, it should be declining, because that means that nobody is actually dominating the move. It's just indecision. So the volume slips. That's why with every pattern, you're ideally supposed to validate it through volume. But for some reason, I'm just trying to see if I had it in here. So like, yeah, like this makes sense. If I say I have bear flag, I want to see volume decline. I want to see that decline in volume up until the point where we actually get the breakout. Then the volume should kick in, because now you're able to leave the zone. As long as you're trapped in the zone, the volume should be down. And I don't, like I said, I would not consider this to be a bear flag anymore. Like, you got all of this space through here. It can still be true that price breaks down. Like, two things can be true at the same time. Like I said, two things can be true at the same time. It's not a bear flag anymore, and price can still break to the downside on it. But obviously, volume should come on a breakout. Like this push up that we got right here, it had no volume behind it. So volume has to come on the break up or the break down. And the volume will stay exactly like this until we get that break. Let's see. Right here. You see right in here how that volume picked up? What was volume doing before then? It was declining because we had a pattern in here, and you don't pick up your volume until then. I'm tired of all of these smart people not understanding that. Now, it did right here. You can see how it ended up chopping. It didn't have the volume to back it, and then the volume kicked in off of the back test. But the volume should kick in when you're actually breaking down. When you're breaking down, that's when your volume comes in. It doesn't do it until then. And that's why I didn't have any success on the, unsuccessful initially, because it didn't pick up the volume. Then we got the back test, and then boom, volume kicked in and kicked up higher and kicked up higher. And we started rolling. But until then, it looked like garbage, as it's supposed to. Boom. But yeah, so this I don't care about that. And so yeah, great call out on that volume. I think we're about to tap into that. Hold on. What was okay? Just trying to see. Back on, yeah, SPY is not a happy camper. Oh, we'll probably go back to where we were if the volume didn't move much on the. Yeah, I understood you, Mike. I know that was what you were saying. That's why I kept saying a good call out on the volume. Good call out on the volume. Because it wasn't aggressive. Yeah, it was still declining on that drop. I'm waiting to waiting for the. Oh yes, absolutely. A nice reaction would be really nice, and right now we're not seeing it. That's a smart decision to wait for a solid reaction. The one thing about the market, it'll do whatever it want to do. It doesn't care about the TA, the technical analysis, indicators, and all that good stuff. If it wants to go down, it will most certainly break your heart, crush your soul. It will do it anyway, and then come back and show you that you was on to something. Yeah, once we do that right there, uh, I don't. Yeah, I don't particularly like it so much. I can drop it down lower to fit my narrative, but there's no point in doing that. Yeah. A good old Nvidia is dropping, SPY dropping. See the rest of the stock market. See how we looking. Look all right to me. But Oh, let me check and see if we squeezed any harder here on SPY. Oh, it's definitely this channel for SPY. Good Lord, it's definitely the channel for SPY. That if it does break down from there, oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good. Did we have the squeeze right here too? I'm just out of curiosity. No, it was up higher. It was up higher. So now we're just we're stuck through here. But SPY situation happens to be on that channel that SPY has exactly. I've been concerned about it, but it hadn't played out yet, so. I started at the 76,200 wick, so as long as we don't hit that, I'm still in. Okay. That's a really good entry. Really good entry. I'm hoping. I mean, because to take out this previous day low, ooh, that's going to suck. It's going to suck. If we were to get down here and take out that previous day low. I really hated seeing us drop back below the previous day high, but we did. Twice. Twice. But let's see if there's some water left in here. But on SPY, I thought initially we were going to get an expansion across here, but we only SFP'd it and we bounced away from it because we put in some bullish divergence in here. But now right here, how, SPY also has this channel, it actually will expand from here now. I'm going to take this off, that writing out, because that no longer would be considered the expansion, but the expansion would happen from this lower line right here. So when I put on the Bollinger, you can see the lowest part is rising up here to match with this trend line right here. So this is the level. That if it's going to break down, it would do it from here now. If we were to see a speedy move to the downside, I don't think that we were close to that low in here just yet. So we're not close. And then you can see it right here too. Also right in here, if we're going to get that breakdown, it's going to happen. And it's only worth mentioning because it is, when you have a Bollinger Band breakdown, it's usually something quick and impulsive. So that's why I've been watching it so critically through here, because it could happen. Hoping it don't happen, but I know that it can happen. Lord knows what that would entail for Bitcoin. I wish you used the anchored volume profile so you would see this gap under us that we need to stay above. It's a scary gap. If you tell me where to pull it from, I can do it. Because I'm not, I'm not really used to using it all that much. I occasionally, but it's a criteria for me. If you tell me where, then I can do it. Even if it's not this time frame, I can just go to the right another time frame and do it. Or I know you said the anchored one. So this one right here. I know there is one that's actually called anchored, but I think you're referring to the one that I do manually. I could probably still just see it if I just put on a regular volume profile. I'm assuming that I could. If I put on a regular volume profile. Oh, let's go BRVP. And I'm assuming that it's somewhere down here in this area, or is it lower? Oh, nice pop. Nice pop. Is it this you were saying on the left, fourth icon down? Oh, okay. You talking about and this one right here. No, you said the anchor volume profile. Okay. So I got it. And what do I do with it? Could I just simply anchor it from the low down here? I have to include way back. All right, let me see. Let me do it from a different time frame, like the 1 hour. I'm just gonna drop this in here just because I need it, so I can see that. Okay. All right. So to click it somewhere, anchor it, and pull it to now. Okay. Okay. So I could just do it. Was this? Oh, no, you told me that wasn't the one, right? Michael, I know you're trying to teach me. Gap underneath, the gap underneath. So it's a gap down. It's a gap down lower. Do the daily, weekly. Okay. Yeah, do the weekly. And just do this one, or you want me to do go way back? Go way back. Okay. Down like in here, like to the low, something like that. Or just do the regular volume profile. Just trying to see. If I drag it in, just kind of what happens. I'm not gonna get it. I don't think I'm gonna get it on the daily or weekly. Show the last bull run and click it before the run and pull to down. So you're saying I gotta pull this one. I must not be on the right one because that one is one that you just drop in here. You said to the left. Yeah, I put it on this one right here, but I use this. Unless you want me to do this one. Which I know that's not anchored. And that I don't know. Okay. This valley right here, you talking about starting in here? Oh, okay. Okay, you're talking about the price moves fast to the downside through these areas right here? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is pretty much where I'm looking. If something like that were to happen right now, I'm still not banking on it happening right now, but is this top right here, this level right here is critical right here. I'm gonna work on it. I understand some stuff about volume profiles. Yeah, I gotta use it a lot more. I use something else to determine where the most participation happened. That's why I don't use it. Or just simple price action to make it clear, because your swings are really come from those areas, so you can tell where you got the most participation from. But I will work on that so I can be a little better at it. Yeah, that's a nice little pop. It's a nice little pop. Got from 55 to 45. We'll check that out. The gap from 55 to 45. I think I noticed the gap that you were talking about, but I just used the fixed volume range because I know they'll both do the same thing. Just one you have to just zoom in and zoom out, which yeah. And then I can see the little node sticking out right about where we are right now. I can see that. Let me see if I'm gonna do it on this time frame right here though. And so if I just did the VR, oh, I gotta turn that back on. Let me hide that. And so then if I'm sorry, let me zoom through like this. Come on, stop being slow. I can see what you were talking about with that other one. Then I can see this little node right in here. Just tiny. That's around about where we are right now. And I think that this is probably the little hole that you were talking about. Okay, from the last cycle bomb in 2022. Okay. What was this? Looks like nothing. Just trying to see. Nice little reaction. I might actually keep that. Yeah, we gotta stay above it. That was that defensive, aside from that VWAP, that defensive level on the 1 hour, which was 77.070. That's what I got for it. 77.070. See what we might be starting. I really don't have a top line just yet. I don't have anything to connect the top with just yet. Best I could do would be to do something like that. I'm trying to see how wrong that line was drawn. It was drawn pretty wrong. I should just use the actual channel so I can stop being anal. But it don't matter. We got VWAP. Ooh, does it matter? Let's see if it matters then before I take it away. Gotta sleep. Thank you, Michael. Enjoy your rest. Enjoy your rest. I gotta get out of here too. It's about to be 9 o'clock. I'm over the time in here. I know I'm still, and I know nobody probably wants to hear it, but I'm still short term bullish on it. We are at a tipping point though, where we could actually come down here and drop below previous day low, which won't be good. Right down here, we got 786 at in here. Won't be good. That opens up the door to take out the double bottom liquidity that's down in here, possibly dropping into this trend line right here. So if I was looking for something, I'd probably be looking down here if that were to happen. But right now, oh Lord, please let the S&P, hold itself up and we can get this move up. Just trying to get to my little area. But major resistance through here, obviously major resistance through here, whether you do it with the VWAP, whether you do it with the trend line down through here, it all comes up to the same thing. Bearish divergence right through here, or at least momentum and price action are not matching, so a little bit speedy on one versus the other. We did break down this momentum line right here. Can it be moved? Always it can be moved. I usually take it for what it is unless we actually reclaim back above it, and right now we're still below it, so could be this little pop and then continuation. That could be the thing, so just look out for that. I'm in my greed phase right now, not taking my profit like I should be. That's on me. If you drop anchor VWAP right here, which is what I realized, when you drop it right here, that puts you in right here around your 50% retracement right in here, which is what I'm looking for, because we had a struggle right in here. And if we're going to get that head and shoulders, I personally feel like that's a better place for it to take place from right there, from here, as opposed to where it is now. So I guess we'll see what happens. And again, we are following very closely with the SPY. So we're following very closely with SPY, and the SPY is seeing a breakdown right here. It could be a fast move, which means Bitcoin is going to do tenfold that of what SPY is doing. It hasn't failed so far. They've been trailing each other. They're twinning. Right now. They're really twinning right now. So know that. What encourages me, which that can always change. I showed you through here, just going through the other time frames through here. Actually, let me put it on 12 for a sec so I can see. And we got a trend regression right here. We have not broken just yet on the 12 hour. It doesn't have to happen right here either, but you can see this stepping down right here, this wedge on RSI. That tends to lead to a break to the upside. Just like when you have a rising formation, they tend to lead to a break to the downside. But you can see, like right in here, like good example of what I'm saying right now is it would have to reclaim for me to change my feelings on it. So it would have to reclaim, and you can see how long that took. So I just do sideways. I do sideways. I do it like this right here. Because if I gotta wait, that's a long wait for it to be the top side for it. But I just keep it the sideways, which you can see how the sideways is working right now. But you can drop and then come back up, and then it's good to fix your eyes to see like bearish divergence too. It does fix your eyes for that, but you can see how we dropped there. But when you look at your horizontal, it's a whole nother energy, because this low is all the way down here as opposed to that one right there. So you get the little bounce back up into it. You did it again right here with the bullish divergence. So I'm just saying, that can happen over here too. But we do have a trend regression over here where I would be looking for price action to get the break to the upside. You can do it faster if you want to. You already got the break right there on that one. So forget about that one, because that one's already actually happened. And it looks like it's a little back test right there also. But I'm going to flip it and do it like that. I can use this and look back at it later. But that does tell me I'm expecting for continuation to the upside. Still holding in the purple in here too, which all of that stuff can change. So I hate to harp on indicators too much, as opposed to just looking at the price action. But they work good together. They really, really do. When I look down here, we were just starting to get our move in. Doesn't mean we can't tip it and come back in one more time. We did that. I'd rather it happen from around the mean, which is what we got on the daily time frame. So it is happening around the mean on the daily time frame, but it hasn't done it too many times over here where it gets down and comes up and then it fails. It hasn't done it too many times. So it looked pretty decent as I push through here. It's gonna push up. That's just how I see it. So that's the daily folding in right here. But this might just be on today. Yeah, that's just on today. So if it fails, it will make sense. Got 11 hours to prove itself. And we are around the mean. So that would be a bearish freaking rejection if it were to happen. Be a really bearish rejection. Again, I'm bullish enough to see it get back into here. That's all I'm thinking about. Come back into here. Great rejection point. And if for some reason we get lucky, then we tap into here. That's my thoughts. I got to stick with it because it's my plan. I'm going to drop this noise. I got enough stuff on the chart already. All right. See you tomorrow. I hope everyone has a wonderful